right now on DC News Now at 4.
It is extremely, it's just heartbreaking.
Confusion on the campus of Howard University after incoming freshmen say they've been unenrolled due to unpaid balances. Why they say this is all a mistake.
Metro has a brand new billion-dollar plan to improve the Red Line, how it could change your daily commute.
Another dry day for the region, but showers and storms return heading into the weekend. Meteorologist Brittany Ward has the timing.
We'd be in the back of Home Depot, and he would bolt through the store and out into the parking lot, and people would not stop him.
And we're stretching your dollar and keeping people with disabilities safe. How tracking devices work.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
We begin in the district. Confusion at Howard University with less than 3 weeks before freshman students are expected to move into their dorms. And thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall. Hundreds of students saying that they have been unenrolled due to unpaid bills. That is where we find DC News Now's Liberty Simmons. She's on campus this afternoon. And Liberty, why are they saying that they should have not been unenrolled in the first place?
Well, Mark, the incoming freshmen here say they are just shocked. They say that some of them, their payments are on the way, but it takes time for their financial aid to fully go through, while others say that their unpaid balances are an error. Like this student, Prince Kerlube, who showed up to campus with a folder full of documents to try to fix his unenrollment. He said he has a $20,000 housing balance, but sent in this exemption form weeks ago. He says he qualifies for exemption of that balance because he lives locally in Maryland and will not be living on campus and in campus housing. Now, we spoke to another student who planned to move to Howard's dorms from New York City in just 2 weeks. He said he received an email saying he was unenrolled due to failure to send a good faith payment of 50% of his tuition. And he claims his scholarship program has already sent that money, but the payment has not yet hit the Howard University account.
I was tuned up a little bit too because I mean, it's Howard, like my dream school, and it was really sad to see.
And Howard University released this statement saying in part the university is reviewing information related to anticipated scholarship funding and other financial aid where appropriate, and will consider relevant circumstances presented regarding pending scholarship awards and financial aid resources. And the university also says that it has sent multiple communications to students and families for months up until this unenrollment. But coming up in the next hour, hear about how a student is now circulating a petition online to pressure the university to resolve these unenrollment issues. For now, live here in Northwest DC, Liberty Simmons, DC News Now.
All right, Liberty, thank you. Let's check in with meteorologist Brittany Ward. She's in for meteorologist Damon Matson, who will join us a little bit later on. Brittany, let's talk about the forecast, but first, let's talk about the day. It was a nice day in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it was so gorgeous. We saw the sunshine. We felt those warm and comfortable conditions across the entire area. And overall, Mark, as we end out the work week, still going to be tracking those dry conditions, but this weekend will bring the chance for showers and storms across the region. So I hope you were able to get outside and enjoy today. We're taking a live look out towards the Roslyn skyline. We're seeing a few clouds beginning to creep their way in, but again, it wasn't a bad Thursday afternoon in the DMV. Now, if we take a look overall, we're going to continue to hold on to those warm conditions as we head through the first half of our afternoon into the early evening. High pressure was our good friend today. That's what dominated the weather pattern, giving us those comfortable conditions. We had a cold front, though, that was just a little north earlier this morning. That did bring a stray shower out towards southern Maryland, but the rest of the day was mainly quiet. And as we head through the day tomorrow, you'll notice more clouds, but those temperatures tomorrow will also be holding on to the 80s. Now, stepping out the door, if you're about to head home from work, we're sitting in the upper 70s to lower 80s right now. 82 currently there in DC. 79 as you head out towards Hagerstown. You're sitting at 77 degrees right now in Winchester, Virginia. So not a bad start. Temperatures tonight expected to dip down into the 60s. So it's going to be a nice, gorgeous night, Mark. And then again, we're tracking those showers as we head into that 7 days. So we'll talk more about that coming up.
All right, Brittany, thank you. In Virginia, a Fairfax County public school teacher is facing assault charges after police say that he had an unlawful and inappropriate contact with the student. Investigators say that 35-year-old Alicio Perez, a special education teacher at Cooper Middle School, is accused of 2 incidents in May. Perez turned himself in Wednesday and was released on a $4,000 bond. He's been suspended without pay while the investigation continues. And D.C. police are searching for 2 armed robbery suspects after 2 people were held up inside of Dupont Circle parking garage. Take a look at your screen. Investigators say that the victims were walking to their car early Saturday morning when the 2 armed suspects demanded cash. Police say that the suspects stole jewelry and a bag and headphones, assaulted one of the victims, and then ran away. Investigators are asking for the public's help to identify them. Meantime, in a new mid-year report from the Council on Criminal Justice shows that the U.S. is on track to set the all-time record for the lowest homicide rate, and they say that the district is playing a big part. Now, data shows that homicides between the first 6 months of this year and the first 6 months of the last year are down 41%. Motor vehicle theft down 54%. It's one of the biggest decreases among all the cities studied. Council says that this report can offer guidance on what is and what's not working, along to help guide council and policymakers.
First step of that is identifying the problem. And I think that's one of the most important, is not to just go off anecdote, but look at the data, understand what the problems are, where in the city the problems are, identifying people at the most risk of violence, and then adopting a certain policy. It's going to be unique depending on the situation, but adopting an evidence-based strategy.
It's important to note that the report did not reflect the impact that the National Guard had during its deployment in the district. Well, staying in D.C., a push to #delete DoorDash is gaining traction on social media. The firestorm coming after the House advanced a bill to prevent D.C. Council from raising taxes without congressional approval. It's a measure GOP leadership says DoorDash supports. D.C. News Now's Mario Carbone live in Northwest D.C. Mario, you spoke to the company. What are they saying this afternoon?
Well, Mark, DoorDash tells me it did not have any involvement in drafting this legislation, but it has been outspoken and opposed to a fee implemented by D.C. on third-party delivery services. Now, that fee is part of the reason why House Republicans are pushing forward to block D.C. from imposing any new tax hikes without their approval. Now, this fee in question, that 20 cents delivery fee, Council added it to food delivery services, and they say that the money will help fund food programs in low-income communities. But DoorDash has lobbied hard against this, saying that the added fee will only hurt customers, making it more expensive to order delivery on food, medications, diapers, and other essentials. Now, council members say that DoorDash supporting the House's bill, which chips away at DC's autonomy, all because they didn't like the new 20-cent fee, is a betrayal. They say that you can't support DC residents and want to do business here while also supporting this attack on home rule. Some organizations, including Free DC, are even calling for a boycott of the company.
I think everyone has to evaluate where do you put your support, whether it is a company, whether it is another member of Congress. Anytime that someone is going to vote against the interest of the district or advocate against the interest of the district, I think we should all consider whether or not you further support that work.
Now, in a statement, John Horton, head of North American policy for DoorDash, says in part, we have always supported home rule for D.C., but we'll continue to do everything we can to defend D.C. small businesses, local economy, and underserved residents. You can read the full statement from DoorDash up on our website. The company also argues that D.C. Council imposed this 20-cent delivery fee without any real public hearings on it or input, but it's also important to know that that hearing yesterday on the House bill did not include any public comment either. Reporting live in Northwest D.C., I'm Marielle Carbone, D.C. News Now.
All right, Marielle, thank you. A live look at the Capitol right now, just hours after the House narrowly approved the resolution calling for an end to U.S. military action in Iran. The Senate rejected a similar measure. Now, the resolutions are largely symbolic and don't carry the force of law, but Democrats say they're meant to send a message as concerns continue to grow on the Hill over the president's handling of the war.
House Republicans delivered.
Republicans have already lost control of the floor of the House of Representatives, as Democrats just demonstrated once again by successfully passing a war powers resolution.
Ahead at 4:30, News Nation's Rashad Hudson is breaking down the vote and how Congress is preparing for the summer recess. Well, if you're a Chick-fil-A One Rewards member in the DMV, check your account. Chick-fil-A says a cyber attack may have exposed personal information for some customers in Maryland and D.C. The company has reset passwords on affected accounts and is urging members to create a new, stronger password and also to monitor their accounts for any suspicious activity. Maryland Governor Wes Moore declared it Buy Local Week. He's highlighting Maryland farms, seafood operations, and also small businesses. Well, the initiative challenges families to add at least one locally grown or produced product to their meals each day. Now, the week ends on July 25th.